Probably the biggest reason that your YouTube channel isn't growing is because your content isn't providing enough value. If you look at any big channel that's way bigger than yours, all you have to do is ask yourself, is their thumbnails better than yours? And in the videos itself, is the value actually higher than mine? People that create content that is searchable most likely are gonna have the most views. It's because they're taking advantage of trends and they're capitalizing off of what people are searching for and what's a hot topic nowadays. So for example, when the virus was a big thing, a big issue, and there were lockdowns, if people made videos on, most likely they would have got a lot of views because it was something that everyone was talking about at a certain specific time. And if YouTube's like ads had like a downfall and you're the person to talk about it, it's probably gonna get a lot of views because people are gonna be searching for it. They call it like an adpocalypse, and people are actually gonna be searching for this. So you want to make sure your content is something that people are searching for at the time. So you're gonna have to take a lot of time to plan out your videos. If you can manage to get 50,000 views versus getting 400 views, it will be worth it to just actually plan out your content so that you will reap the benefits of the work that you put in. If you're making a video about how to edit a montage or a YouTube video, you want to make it as sweet and simple as possible, and you want to make sure that it's as valuable as possible. Now I don't have to tell you what value is because everyone will be able to should know what that is. If you don't, you can just Google it. But basically, you want to make sure that your content is more valuable than the next person's. If you look at someone with 1 million subscribers and they upload like technology reviews or tutorials, I guarantee that their tutorials or technology reviews will be more valuable than a channel that is way smaller, like 5,000 subscribers, but they've been posting for the same amount of time. It is because your content was not valuable enough or searchable enough for everyone to find your content, because it's not content that is relevant, or that the content isn't valuable enough. And another thing, you have to make sure that your thumbnails are good enough, man. If you have to spend hours in Photoshop per thumbnail, do that so that your thumbnail can be as clickable as possible, because you're competing against millions of other content creators. There's millions of hours of content being posted every day. There's like millions of hours of content being posted on YouTube. It's like the second biggest search engine, so you guys are competing with that. So you need to make sure that your content is up to par and is highly relevant, clickable, and it's also valuable. Your content needs to be adding as much value as possible. And if you check your channel, you're probably posting like gameplays or anime AMVs. How is that providing value to anyone? If it's not entertaining or informative, then you're not really providing value, unless you're providing like a shock factor or something like that. There's other ways than entertainment and information, but the main ways that you're gonna find success on YouTube is if you're providing your viewers with content that is valuable, which means that you're usually just providing them entertainment, which can be anything. It could be gossip, it can be news, it can be stuff like what ISNT does, it could be like PewDiePie's content. It's just entertaining content that a lot of people find, even millions of people find to be their choice of content, which makes them laugh every day. And if it's not that, you can be giving people information like I'm doing right now. If you think that your content isn't going to be as entertaining as the people in the big leagues because they have a huge budget to spend on all of their equipment, they're able to spend a lot of money on thumbnails to make the best clickable thumbnails, which is the most important part, is that you get people to click, and they're making the most clickable thumbnails, and they're paying the most money for the editors on every video, because they're gonna see a return on that investment, or ROI anyway. The investment is gonna feed it back into their channel, and it's gonna help their channel even more. So the biggest YouTubers, think of them as normal people, think of them as you, but they did something way different than you did. And when you think of it like that, you're gonna be able to analyze and see what they did differently from you, and you're gonna see it's a few things, but it's a few things that make the biggest difference. And that's how it is in life a lot of times. Feel me? Like, it's the small things that make the biggest difference. They say the devil's in the details. So make sure you guys remember that you need to be adding value with your content. If you're just gonna post a random Fortnite montage and the thumbnail is gonna be terrible, the title matters, but it doesn't really matter as much. I found that as a trend, that no matter your channel size, the title doesn't really matter, because you're probably going to be decent at titles anyway, but it's the thumbnail that people are going to see. It's the preview, it's like the chip bag that people are going to see, and it's going to decide if they're going to buy it or not. So it's just going to decide if they're going to click on it or not. And if they're searching for like how to download Photoshop, is your thumbnail convincing enough to make them believe that this video is going to be worth their time to even click on this, So, and you want to make sure your content's searchable, because if your content isn't searchable, like if it's something like Fortnite montage, you're probably gonna be competing with people side by side through like recommendations. And that's why if you go in your analytics, if you make a simple video like a montage, you're probably just gonna be in the channel pages or when you're recommended next to other content. And that is when you have this video, this video, this video, and all these videos, and you're gonna be one of the videos. You're gonna be side by, so you're gonna be competing with like 10 other videos just to get a click, not to mention them scrolling down, anything. And if they already are subscribed to your channel, but your channel doesn't provide them as much entertainment as PewDiePie or ISOSpeed or something, then they're probably just gonna choose their channel to click on their video because they know it's gonna be more entertaining. They're gonna laugh more than if they click on yours. If someone's looking for answers, you want to be the person to give them answers, and you want to make sure this is also gonna build your reputation as well, because your online reputation is basically all that you have for your YouTube channel. Is what do people know you for, and when they think of you, how do they think of you, and what do they know you as? Do they know you as the person that's gonna help them solve all their problems, or the person that's gonna waste their time and clickbait them and whatnot? Then basically you're gonna have a horrible online reputation, and basically it's no point of even doing YouTube. I don't even know why you would even do it, because you're clearly not taking it seriously, and or you just don't know what you're doing. But even then, if you're doing like silly stuff, at least be consistent on it. You have to be consistent, you feel me? Try to upload a couple times a day. Try to constantly be working on videos and thumbnails for hours as long as you can, because if you really want to take YouTube seriously, you're probably going to have to be planning out your content anyway, and it's probably going to take you a while to do or to find trending content. That's why watching the news can be alright, because you guys can learn like what's going on around you or what's going on in the world, but you guys can find content that people are actually talking about. Alright guys, my phone died, but basically you guys want to be posting content that's as valuable as possible. You need to be as consistent as possible, and you guys need to be searching for ideas that are relevant to today and making videos on them. Basically, you're gonna be better to gamble on 10 content ideas that are relevant to today or that are evergreen, that people are gonna be able to search for, you know, as long as humanity, or for a long period of time, which might be a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Like if you do a skateboarding tutorial, your video might actually be seen 10 years later. Like that is evergreen content. But basically you guys need to be consistent as possible, make your content as valuable as possible, and you guys need to be making relevant content to today, so that the content can get searched and a lot of new people can find your content. And this is how you're gonna grow your channel and gain subscribers. 20 random consistent videos. Say you post 2 videos a day, 20 random videos that are consistent, that are just like you playing a game or you trying to build up your personal audience. Probably not gonna be as good as 10 well thought out, well planned, relevant, valuable, and entertaining content. 10 videos that are entertaining, valuable, relevant, and consistent are gonna be better than 20 random videos or non-thought out videos where you're just like recording you playing the game or something like that. Because the content that is consistent, that is relevant, and that is valuable is going to be more likely to get searched and get like 10 times the views that you usually get, and that video might even blow up. I've seen it all the time where small channels will get like 1 million views or 500,000 views on the video. That is because their video, it might have been a draw of luck, but the video itself wasn't a draw of luck. The video itself was something that was relevant to today, and it was something that a lot of people were searching, and they probably ended up on the homepage, and that is how they got so many views. So you guys can also, you need to try to be replicating that and looking at the bigger YouTubers, and you need to be thinking what really separates them from you and smaller channels alike. They're not using auto-generated thumbnails. They're actually spending a lot of time in Photoshop, but most of the time they're gonna be paying people to design thumbnails for them. Their channel banners, like if you look at ISOSpeed, his channel banner actually isn't even that good or anything, but like it's blurry and everything. But if you look at a smaller channel, their banner might be a lot better, so that doesn't separate them. When you look at their titles are usually not even that good, so that doesn't really separate them, because they have an audience anyway based off of how valuable their content is and their reputation. But their thumbnails are usually really good, because if you know that a video is going to be very entertaining, thumbnail is bad, you're probably, based off of their reputation, you know it's going to be entertaining, but their thumbnail is bad, probably will be less inclined to click on it, because the thumbnail is bad, the preview is bad, you know the tip bag is bad, even though you know the tips inside of it are going to be good. Imagine you see a brown paper bag, but you know the tips inside of it are good, you probably wouldn't even buy the tips, because like you know what's inside of it's good, but the preview is bad, so it's like you think you're getting something bad, you know. And whenever your thumbnail is next to someone else's, you're competing with another person. So if you have a decently big YouTuber but their thumbnail is bad, someone new probably isn't gonna click on them, because they're gonna see that thumbnail and not think that it's appealing or attractive, and they're gonna automatically think that the video's not worth their time. And that's it for this video. I'm so glad you guys tuned in, man. I hope you guys got a lot of value from this content. Make sure that you guys subscribe, like, all that good stuff, man. And I will see y'all in the next